How you guys doing today? I'm making this video because I want to get out this strategic report that was put out by the Missouri Information Analysis Center. This is sent out to law enforcement in Missouri, but is believed that it is for training purposes nationwide. And this is dealing with the modern militia movement. This shit's funny. Well, I don't have time to read this whole entire thing out to you guys. I mean, you guys can go to infowars.com and you guys can read everything in its entirety. What it's pretty much stating is that, you know, anybody who speaks about the New World Order or UN troops being trained here in the United States, you know, or anything to do with NAFTA, it's pretty much telling law enforcement that you have to look out for these people because they are potential terrorists. They are probably associated with some type of law enforcement, or some type of militia group. And, you know, they give, you know, claims, you know, people who committed terrorist acts and, you know, they were involved with some type of militia, people who blew up abortion clinics and stuff like that. But I just wanted to go over a few key details with you guys. You know, they say, you know, that anybody who what they have is what they call additional motivators for the militia activity. Okay, I'm just going to read a few key things here, and you guys can go on infowars.com and read it for yourselves. Well, one of the motivators is the Ammunition Accountability Act. This Ammunition Accountability Act has been up for legislation in most states. This legislation would require that an ID number be engraved on the round of all ammunition, and this ammo can in turn be linked to a place of purchase and the purchaser. Some states have added a clause to the act making it a misdemeanor to possess unregistered ammunition. The bill did not pass in Missouri. Another motivator is anticipation of the economic collapse of the U.S. government. Many militia organizations feel that the U.S. government will fail or fall due to economic or racial issues. They believe that during the chaotic fall of the government, moves will be made to install martial law, confiscate firearms, and imprison many citizens. This fear has recently been highlighted by a report from a Russian economic analysis. Well, he predicted that the U.S. would collapse and fraction into 6 different regions controlled by foreign governments. This guy says this could happen as early as the fall of 2009, and it will lead to the Civil War. Possible constitutional convention. Currently 32 states have called for a constitutional convention that will add amendments to the U.S. Constitution. The Constitutional Convention will be held if 2 more states require it or request it. The convention is planned specifically for the reason of adding a balanced budget amendment to the Constitution. The militia movement is concerned that if a constitutional convention is held, the First and Second Amendments will be altered or removed. All right, well, first things first, folks. They're definitely moving to get rid of the First Amendment. I mean, they're wanting to reinstate the fairness doctrine, which will get rid of anybody who can talk openly against the establishment, you know, talk show radio hosts such as like Alex Jones or Glenn Beck or Lou Dobbs. Second Amendment, you know damn well they're coming after our firearms and our right to bear arms. But I digress. Another motivator to have a militia formed is the North American Union. Conspiracy theorists claim that Conspiracy theorists claim that this union would link Canada, the United States, and Mexico. The North American Union would unify its monetary system and trade the dollar for the Amero. Associated with this theory is concern over a NAFTA superhighway, which would fast-track trade between the three nations. There is additional concern that the North American Union would open its border, causing security risk and free movement of immigrants. They openly state that that's what they want, but then if you talk about it, you're a terrorist or there's something wrong with you. But look at this. They give you, on this document, the map of this NAFTA superhighway. I mean, oh my God. Universal Service Program is another motivator. Statements made by President Obama and his chief of staff, Rob Emanuel, have led extremists to fear the creation of a civilian defense force. This theory requires all citizens between the ages of 18 and 25 to be forced and attend 3 months of mandatory training. When they openly state that that's what they are pushing to do, to put people in civilian work brigades. I mean, they openly stated that Obama said on his campaign, we need a civilian defense force just as strong, just as powerful, just as well funded as the military, to act as a counterpart to the military. But if you talk about it, there's something wrong with you. RFID chips. People are fearing that the government will enforce mass RFID human implantations. This process would make it possible for the government to continually know the locations of all citizens. Okay, militia trends. The ideologies of the militia. Christian identity. Okay, listen to this. Religious ideology popular in extreme right-wing circles. Adherence to the beliefs that whites of European descent can be traced back to the lost tribes of Israel. Many consider Jews to be the satanic offspring of Eve and the serpent, while many non-whites are mud people, mud people, created before Adam and Eve. White nationalists, or there's another ideology. Many white supremacists, national socialists, neo-Nazi, and skinheads are drawn to the movement, and its anti-government, anti-Semitic, and anti-immigration rhetoric. Sovereign citizen is another ideology of the militia. Individuals that see themselves as sovereign citizens question the legitimacy of the federal government. They argue that the government has gotten away from its intent of the Constitution and thus is not valid. It just goes on and on and on. Militia, abortion, anybody who fucking pretty much doesn't, speaks out against abortion, yeah, that's bad. Killing babies is good, yeah. Tax resistors, anybody who feels that they should not be paying a federal income tax. Anti-immigration, it's just, and it goes on about training, how militia are organized. Right here, this is another one I want to point out. It says that you are the enemy, not you and I. This is going out to law enforcement. The militia subscribes to an anti-government and the NWO mindset, which creates a threat to law enforcement officers. They view the military, National Guard, and law enforcement as a force that will confiscate their arms and place them in FEMA concentration camps. Folks, we're in trouble.